Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Been a little while since I managed to get a post up. Anything somewhat particular or interesting? I should say, not post, should say more video. But currently, after completing the Paint 100 minis by the 9th of May, which I will get to shortly, I have decided to enter the local Warhammer Stores painting comp, and I'm painting a Commissar. I've already done a fair bit of stuff. He's been primed, basing has been done, and I have started with the first couple of colours. I've gone with what would be Mournfang Brown as the colour of my, as you can see there, which hopefully there's enough light, my Imperial Guard Kazakins is based off World War II army soldiers, and particularly those from the SAS Special Forces. As you can see, I've got one Kazakin here who's been painted and has to be glued back together, but he is basically complete. There his rifle is here, and obviously basing has to be done. It has to be glued back to the base. His head is here too somewhere. There it is. Hey, head, look at that. He's got a head. It's got to be glued back on. It's a different head to what's actually normally the right kind of head. But right now we are going to jump into a little bit of getting the hat and whatnot fixed on my lovely, that's the wrong brown. I love that. That is also the wrong brown. I love that. Is it? What did I use? Oh, no, that's the right brown there, isn't it? There we go. Now it's everything on my wet palette has decided to separate slightly, so there is a slight little bit of colour variation going on as I just try and get this touched up a touch more. Whoops, and then of course put it right upside down so the colour comes off, which is great. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, we have worked on the arms. All the coating is painted completely. The same with the sword. There is for some reason there is a spot on this sword that just won't cover off. And I've got some silver here, which I've been trying to apply to it. And every time I put it down, it seems to come back in the exact same spot where it doesn't want to be. It's like it doesn't want there to be silver there, and it's rather frustrating me. As you can see, we have fixed it slightly, so we'll just whack that back down. But yeah, there is a little bit of stuff going on. I managed to complete the 100 miniatures in the time frame. May 9th was the date. They are all stacked away at the moment. I will be putting up a video soon to do that. But yeah, as I said, I've been working on these Kazakins. Oh, Jesus Christ, nearly took his whole head out and head off. So we'll continue with the one I've got here in front of me. And I've decided that I was painting them straight out of the pot, which wasn't really going the way I anticipated. I also think I'm using a colour that's way too light, because I'm not getting enough. Possibly a way too brown. I don't know what I've done. I've done something wrong. I picked the wrong colour, possibly. It seems to have massively separated on my palette. I don't think it's the right colour. I really don't think it's the right colour, even when I put it on the shoulder pad. Maybe it is the right colour. It's just very, very diluted, because I was trying to do the right thing by actually painting properly rather than quickly ripping the colour out of the pot and putting it on way too quickly. For some reason I think I've undone all my hard work, considering I was using crackstone, which means I might need a little bit more on my palette to try and thicken it back up again with what I've got there. Considering that this is, yes, what I was using, it's become quite thin. But yeah, the next big thing I think I will be painting as we go through this particular motion / phase is I had Kazakins. I want to complete them. I want to really get them painted in the style I was chasing. I'm definitely trying to, rather than paint straight from the pot, push myself into that position of painting them correctly. So, you know, 2 thin layers, as Duncan Rhodes would suggest. Getting the colour on where I want it and making sure that it's all good, which obviously will enable me to do something different and really try and push my own individual painting skills. I believe that doing so, especially doing this in this particular fashion, will actually help me become a better painter overall, because now I'm going back to basics where I'm really trying to get this right. And the worst thing is I've got the camera in a spot where I am headbutting the absolute bejeebers out of the camera, so this is really not going the way I planned. It's definitely in my way, so I'm going to have to figure out a whole new position, because of the overhead. I didn't really like the way that it was producing video. It was not coming up in the way that I had really liked or approved or was happy with. It was just not doing what I wanted it to do. So today I thought, seeing as I had finished everything else I was planning on doing, I'd finished up my 100 miniatures and was planning on working on something new, which this will obviously go into its own section of channel now. So it'll be another lot of videos to be watched by everyone, another playlist per se. The aim is to try and do something different, allow myself to, you know, as I was saying, try a different technique, being more a mainstream, hey look, I'm using a wet palette and painting miniatures in a particular way. particular, which is funny because I was super nervous about doing it this way, mainly because the last time I haven't tried extremely well with actually fully embracing this style. I definitely felt a lot more comfortable with slap chop because I could just prime, whack color on, and was getting somewhere really quickly. And I guess that's the biggest problem with when you're painting Warhammer miniatures, is that a lot of the time you're looking for things to happen. You can look for things to happen really fast. You tend to lose a fair amount of, sometimes you can become impatient. I know that I've definitely had trouble with that, becoming too impatient and not allowing myself to just get through what is going on and paint slowly but surely, but with some thorough understanding, expectation of, you know, good things take time. And so the taking time is actually probably the smart option, because it allows for, you know, me to build this ability better, to feel more confident in the fact that my painting, while I'm doing it in a way that I'm not overly confident with, it's becoming better. I definitely know I need to, as you can see, start showing the base. Like I've attempted to make it look like it's got, you know, marks on it so that it looks like it's an actual sandbag, which is not supposed to be, but you know, who knows whether or not that really stands out the way it needs to. But yeah, I've gone in, and as you can see, when this decides it wants to zoom well, I feel like I've covered off on the brown as best I can. I don't know what colours I'm going to paint. The two sections here, and I know the colours I'll paint. It's obviously green, and then I'm going to paint the patches that I've gone in with is it Iron Ranch Skin, I think, is the colour I've used for, even if it's not, it may be Wraithbone for the belt, which is about right for that time period. And yeah, I would like to try and figure out how to give the coat some depth. I may try dry brushing a lighter brown, maybe even the Scrag brown, which I have in a dry paint over the coat, to see if it'll just give some depth to some of these areas. But yeah, this has got to be done by the 29th of this month, which, you know, it is currently the 15th, so I've got a little bit of time, 14 days, to get it finished, which shouldn't be too hard. And then I'll be able to go through a few of my other models that are currently being the other Kazakins, and paint them up. This silver sword just didn't quite have all of the silver on it, did it? No, it was going a bit funny. I can see it's going slightly odd on this side as well. I don't know what I've done. Through the fact that I'm using the Army Speed Painter silver, which I've put on a wet palette, which I don't really think I probably should have done per se, because it's probably not agreeing with the paint so well. But yeah, I think just for now it's going to be a short, sharp video. I will adjust this camera again so it's out of my way and in a better position. And to be honest, probably have some lunch, because it is that time in the great land of Oz. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, listening, and putting up with my shenanigans. But yeah, I'll get in and paint some more Kazakin, and I definitely will be shifting the way this is set. I'm going to go and attempt to glue this guy back together as well, which is going to be also part fun. And then I can work on his base, and hopefully that will be a done Kazakin, and that's my actual test model. I am painting all the others in the exact same colour scheme. Some that have the white straps, like the sergeant here that I was painting is with the white straps on his. I will be painting those the same as I've done here. The belt will be the same premise, colour. The patches will be the same. Will be a dark brown on here where there are a lightish brown there. Sergeant, different colours. Well, he's a Commissar actually, but yeah. Yeah, hopefully everything will be okay, and that will be that. And I've just got to figure out whether I know and oil the rocks and then dry brush over, to try and, you know, give the base a little bit of finalised colour. I've gone over with the Agrex Earth Shade on the. It's over in the corner there. It is the technical Armageddon Dust, so that's obviously gone around the rocks to give it a bit of spice. And yeah, that'll be the end of our end of the video for today, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.